was filling up my Oliver tractor.
He was what?
Filling up with gas my Oliver
okay.
tractor,
Okay.
which is a green tractor, because we were plowing
Excuse
in the
me,
field.
what's an Oliver tractor? Is that the name?
It's the brand.
Oh, okay. I thought you
know,
named it like, this is Gus, my tractor.
No, it's a type of tractor.
Okay.
There's International and Oliver. Anyway, so
My little farm girl. Yes, please
so
continue.
He filled it up and I just turned it on without paying attention that he had spilled gas, because the where you put it on is on top, right over the engine, the motor. Anyway, of course, my tractor caught on fire.
Oh no!
So Dad came running across with and tearing his shirt off as he came and put the fire out. But what I did was I stood up on my little platform and I screamed. That was my part. So if Grandpa hadn't come over and put out the fire, my tractor would have exploded.
Oh my!
And I wouldn't be here today to tell you this story of how Dad saved my life.
How old were you?
I probably was 15.
Oh my goodness!
Because we in the field with Dave, my brother Jack, who's 2 years older than I.
Yeah.
And he was driving the Caterpillar, which is the type. I was driving the Oliver, which was a little bit less power.
Okay.
And Janice was driving the Red H, which she pulled the 2 bottom plow, I pulled the 3 bottom plow, and my brother pulled the 4 bottom plow.
Wow.
That is the story. How Grandpa saved my life.
And they didn't say for his favorite kind of cookie, the kind I thought they would say, the kind that you always told me was his favorite cookie.
The pecan sandies.
Right. Or the Russian tea cakes.
Oh, he likes those too. Yeah.
I think you really like nuts.
He liked to eat. Yes, those both have nuts in it. You're right.
Tell me a story about Grandma.
What can I tell you? Well, I can tell you what I said last night.
Okay, what'd you say?
About the Blasey family and the 2 Kitchell families.
Yeah.
Were together weekly, weren't you? Just about, yeah.
During the winter, every Friday.
Every Friday. And there'd be popcorn on the stove.
Yep.
And in a big tin tub. And whosever house you were at was the mom. So if Annie Laverne said, sit down and be quiet, you sat down and were quiet.
Okay.
And if Aunt Ethel said it, you did it. That was the...
Okay.
That's the thing my husband remembers, because he said, kids nowadays just don't listen to anybody. Well, when I was a kid...
Yes.
Grandpa. Well, I remember working on the farm. He let me drive the trucks, which was a big deal to me back then.
Oh, yeah. Because what do you do now?
I play a lot with trucks.
Yep. Well, I meant the airplanes too. You're used to the big machines.
Yep. And then, of course, one of the things I remember about Grandpa is Sharon's going to share with you is wherever Grandpa was, wherever pretty ladies were, Grandpa would be.
Let's zoom in on a pretty lady.
Oh no.
So tell your story.
Well, it was, when was that, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
We were at a funeral for a family member, and Grandpa came in the back door of the church and he yelled, "Here's the woman I came to see," and he runs over and gives me a hug.
Oh. Yep.
Straight to the pretty ladies.
That was just awesome.
I'm trying to remember. It was an anniversary party. Do you remember going to an anniversary party for Grandpa and Grandma in town? And it was was it the Wild Rice? No, that wasn't there at the time. It was like around the corner where the grocery store was.
The granary, maybe?
The granary.
Yeah.
And do you remember Grandpa lurching after every pretty girl that came by him? We have it on videotape. Uncle Dave pointed it out to me. It was like, and there goes Grandpa, a girl would walk by, and then Grandpa would go after her and get his hugs, and then he would go, "Oh, there's another one." Therefore, I think my sister's line, we love the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Grandpa.
Some fancy stuff here. Okay, go ahead. A story about Roy.
When our kids were little, they always waited for the candy man to come in because they knew that he could dig in his pocket and pull out some candy for them.
Mm-hmm. Now, where was the candy man at? Was that only a church thing, or was that anywhere?
I guess most of the time we mainly saw him at church.
Yeah.
But I think
probably any time that they would have seen him.
I think he usually had a good supply of candy in his pocket.
For any occasion?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Oops, I gotta get it stopped. Okay, tell me about that. Oh, wait, I'll zoom in on this.
Have I got it in the right place? Wait a minute, I got to get off in kitchen.
He was hard on those who worked with him. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Alvin Baku.
Alvin, you disagree with that. Why?
Because I worked for him hauling sugar beets, and I thought he was a real nice guy to work with.
You made good money.
I don't remember that. I just thought it was a nice place to work.
Oh, okay.
For Roy and Chuck both.
Oh, nice.
I started with beets when the Mexicans topped them by hand.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a one-row international harvester that topped them, put them in a trailer and everything. And boy, we were really up to date then.
Oh, and that was on your own farm?
No, on theirs.
Oh, on theirs. Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
No, I just helped them out in the fall for a while.
Okay. Did they have hired hands? Is that when you said the Mexicans were helping you?
Yeah, well, at that time,
Thank you.
the migrant workers weeded the beets by hand. That was before they had all the machinery and chemicals. And actually, to start with, they dug the beets out of the ground and put them in rows, and then they'd hit a stone that they dragged down between them. The Mexicans would top them by hand and throw them in there, and then they had an elevator
Oh, wow.
deal that would pick them up and elevate them up into the trucks.
What size were they generally? What size were the sugar beets when they were done growing?
Not the same as they are now.
Which is how big? Like yeah.
I mean, from here to here.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, it shows how little I know about them. They grew
Well,
they're a root vegetable
Yeah.
or yeah. Okay.
It depends on the soil and the moisture you got is how big they get, just like growing carrots in a garden.
Right. Oh, which we did. We did that this year. We had 2 rows of carrots.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Every time we used to go to coffee, some of us ladies, in one restaurant, and he'd always be there, and then he'd tell everybody, "Hello, Grandma. This is Grandma, and I'm Grandpa."
Oh yeah, that's right. He called her Grandma. This is Grandma and I'm Grandpa. Are you talking about the restaurant that's like around the corner?
No, it's
a supermarket now, or?
No, it's over east. What is it?
Lana Joe's?
Lana Joe's.
Lana Joe's. Okay.
We used to go there, but none of us have gone there lately, I guess.
So you didn't know him really well till later in life, after he was married, and
After when Lori and Dave got married.
when Lori and Dave got married. Yeah.
Well, I knew of the Kitchells. I lived west of Ada before I got married, and we drove by there, and my dad would always say, "This is the Kitchell's place."
Oh yes. Yep. You know, tell me an ordinary life thing. It's ordinary to you, but not
One
to
time
me.
we were on our way over to Dave and Lori's for a birthday party, and here sat Roy. Was already in the nursing home, but he
Yep.
still drove his black pickup
Right.
whenever he wanted to.
Right.
And here comes Roy flying by us.
At 80 miles an hour.
He beat us there.
No way. Yep. I do remember when they had to take away his keys.
It's parked along the side of the road.
He was parked along the side of the road?
Leave it to your wife to correct you.
Yeah, exactly.
He remembers how it really happened.
How did it really
How did
happen?
it really happen? He was parked along the side of number 200, going out to Dave and Lori's house.
Yeah.
And we drove past him, and I said, "Wasn't that Roy?"
Roy?
Well, I don't know. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Then pretty soon, here he goes by us, about 80 miles an hour. Yeah.
So why was he pulled over to the side of the road? Opening his can of pop, getting his candy out.
Maybe so. Yeah.